Hey folks, Captain Gary DBL here. Going to talk to you about a really cool product, brand new product from the Flymen Fishing Company called the Shrimp and Cray Tail. I had the pleasure of getting some prototypes from Flymen and developed the fly, and now we have the finished product out. I'm going to show you all how to tie a really nice shrimp pattern that works extremely well with my poppin' fly rig, and I like to fondly refer to as the poppin' shrimp. So I'm going to start out with a long shank saltwater hook. This is a number 1. We'll start out by just laying our thread base on here. I'm going to start out with some black thread. It's going to kind of match our finished product. So one thing about the poppin' shrimp is that you can make it whatever colors you want. So we'll have some color combinations here today. But be assured that you can tie it in any color you want. Alright, I'm going to take the shrimp tail here and kind of note that I'm leaving a little bit of space in between the tail and the eye, so we can get a nice leader through there. The tail is metal, ties in pretty easily. It's got a flat edge, and we'll just go ahead and wrap some thread on there just to secure that in place. Make sure that you're straight. Get that nice and secure. And I just like to take a little bit of cement at this point, penetrating cement, and put a little bit of that there just to make sure that we get that nice and secure and in place. All right. Now we're going to make the head of the shrimp, or the horn of the shrimp, and I'm going to use craft fur for this. Y'all probably seen a lot of my patterns that have craft fur in it. It's a great, inexpensive material, comes in a lot of colors, and very easy to tie with. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little patch of this. We're going to pull some of the fluff out of it and go ahead with a little trim and secure that in place right here behind the tail. Work that right down the shank towards the end of the hook. Rotate that over and go ahead and put some more of that in, so we're getting a nice shape to that horn. So again, just pulling the fluff on that. Give it a little trim. Again, lay it in here right behind the shrimp tail. Alright, pull that through the hook. You can see we have a nice tail. Got a lot of motion to it already. We're going to add just a touch of flash to it, so I'm going to take, in this case, since I have some chartreuse craft fur on there, I'm just going to take a little bit of chartreuse crystal flash and lay that in on the fly. I'll split each side there, and just gives us a little bit of sparkle in that tail. And you can see we got a little breeze out here on the deck this afternoon, and that's already got a lot of motion into it. Alright, at this point I want to add a couple eyes. Now these are just mono shrimp eyes, and we're going to go ahead and lay a pair of them down here, just coming out of the body. And I picked some orange ones just because I'm going to have a dark body to this. Now this is a great color combination. I'm going chartreuse and essentially chartreuse and purple, chartreuse purple and black, which is a very popular color in the Gulf states. Also works extraordinarily well here in North Carolina. Alright, shrimp eyes in place. Just kind of secure them in, trim that excess mono off. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill in a little bit of color here. When we start, I'm going to put a EP brush, craft fur brush on here to give me the body, and I'm actually want to start that right about even with the point of the hook on the shank. Alright, so got my brush here. Going to go ahead and lay this in place. Alright, a little tricky to work with this the first time. I like to make sure we try to get the fibers all going in the right direction. as we're laying that down. So sometimes it takes just a little bit of work to get that going right. If it kind of sticks a little bit, we'll kind of pull that out at the very end, and it'll all lay nice and smooth. See, there's got some flash that's already built into the body material, into that brush. And as we lay that down, it's giving us a nice shrimp shape. I'll show you how to pick that here in just a second. We want to wrap this down pretty close to the shrimp tail. There we go. And just secure that. Trim that nice and close. And go ahead and just add a little thread. Kind of finish that off, and we'll just close that with a little bit of a whip finish. And so if your material gets a little bit clumped up, all I'm going to do is take a pair of scissors, and you can kind of straighten that up just a little bit. And you can see that's going to lay down. Now we got a nice Louisiana purple and chartreuse shrimp. Just put a little bit of head cement here, again, over that thread, just to kind of seal that all up. And you're pretty much ready to roll. Got one here that I tied a little bit earlier that's nice and dry, but just want to demonstrate to you the really cool aspect of having that shrimp tail. It's metal, it's weighted, it'll keep this so the hook's riding up. This metal also causes the fly to fall, but that flat edge causes the fly to shift from side to side. So whether you're fishing it on the popping fly or by itself, when the fly is stripped and moves, it has a tendency to dart side to side and then fall. Great bait fish action. A lot of movement in the fly from the material. Really, really productive. We've caught many speckled trout, redfish, and striped bass on it already. And so I hope you all enjoy it. Tie a few up and get out on the water. Thank you.